President Biden delivered a farewell address in which he warned that America is turning into an oligarchy. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. Well, here we are. This is our last closer look with Joe Biden as president. On Monday, Donald Trump will be inaugurating. If it's anything like his last inauguration, it's going to be weird. And I don't even mean that all the weirdness will come from Trump. Remember last time when there were stretches of empty bleachers? Sean Spicer yelled at us about crowd size in a giant suit, and George W. Bush got trapped in his own poncho, like Superman if he came out of the phone booth with his cape on backwards. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's an adult dressed like a ghost for Halloween. Maybe this time Bush will show up with his pants on his head or his shoes on his hands, or maybe he'll bring his easel and do one of his paintings during Trump's speech, you know? Hey, Donald, check out my paintings. Who let the dogs out? I did. Now that, of course, is not gonna happen, but what will happen is even weirder. Everyone is just going to get along. It's going to be a bunch of ex-presidents and candidates who all called Trump an existential threat to American democracy. They're all just going to be palling around with him, just like they did at Jimmy Carter's funeral last week, where Barack Obama enjoyed a laugh with the guy who called him a secret Muslim born in Kenya. You ever hear back from those private investigators? You sent down to Hawaii to find my birth certificate? You got me, that was all BS. Best friends for life. Donald Trump continues to live a consequence-free life. When he won, everyone came to his inauguration. When he lost, he tried an insurrection, failed, and then peaced out on a chopper before they could even do the seating chart. But it doesn't matter, because everyone other than Donald Trump believes in the institutions and traditions of this country enough that they won't act like Donald Trump. They're going to be good sports. And while I understand the impulse, I also think it would be super funny if Biden got up halfway through Trump's speech and acted like he thought he had bought tickets to Wicked instead. Whoa, hold on. This isn't that witch movie. We got to get out of here. And then just walk the long way off the dais so it takes as long as possible. They're trying to maintain the decorum of the establishment at a time when there's a lot of anger toward that establishment, and Joe Biden must finally sense that anger, because in his farewell address to the nation on Wednesday, he warned of the dangerous direction America was heading in.
I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern. This is a dangerous concentration, and that's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of a very few ultra-wealthy people. And the dangerous consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked. Today, an oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy, our basic rights and freedoms, and a fair shot for everyone to get ahead.
Powerful message, and I just hope that one day this enterprising young man runs for public office so we can do something about it. Now you warn us that America is becoming an oligarchy? America's 12 richest men are now worth a combined $2 trillion. And overall, America's billionaires are worth a combined $6 trillion, which is more than the combined wealth of the entire bottom half of Americans. Elon Musk alone, which he usually is because of how much he sucks, is the first person to reach a net worth of $400 billion, which is why it's weird he can't afford a larger shirt. It's not like we didn't have a hint that any of this was happening. A few notable politicians have been warning about this for literally decades.
In America, we are rapidly becoming an oligarchic form of society.
The most important issue facing our country is the very rapid movement toward oligarchy.
This is a budget that moves our country rapidly into the direction of oligarchy. That's not democracy, that's oligarchy. This is what oligarchy is about. It is called oligarchy. Do we continue to slide into economic and political oligarchy? This is what oligarchy and plutocracy look like. In many ways, we are moving toward an oligarchic form of society. We are moving in the direction of oligarchy. Are we a democracy, or are we more and more moving toward an oligarchy? This great country of ours is moving very rapidly in the direction of oligarchy.
That last clip was from 1993, over 31 years ago. Joe Biden is 3 decades behind Bernie Sanders. Although, look, I know, you guys. I know it's hard to tell because Bernie looks the exact same. The only reason he looks a little older now is because TV's got better. There are two ways of never aging. You can start young and stay young, like Paul Rudd, or you can start old and stay old, like Bernie. He was able to buy alcohol when he was 16 because his ID in high school looked like this. And look, I appreciate the warning from Biden, but it would have been nice if Democrats had maybe tried talking about this during the campaign when people were paying attention. It might have been a powerful message. Now, Biden's on his way out, and suddenly he's full of ideas.
We need to get dark money. That's that hidden funding behind too many campaigns contributions. We need to get it out of our politics. We need to enact an 18-year time limit, time and term, for the strongest ethics and the strongest ethics reforms for our Supreme Court. We need to ban members of Congress from trading stock while they're in the Congress. We need to amend the Constitution to make clear that no president is immune from crimes that he or she commits while in office.
Wow, you really waited until your last day at work to start stuffing the suggestion box. And another thing, you need better snacks in the vending machine. Nobody wants sour cream and onion bugles. I mean, I agree, but why are you giving us a to-do list on your way out? You're like the guy who leaves a party and says, by the way, there's puke on the rug, ring stains on the coffee table. Someone took an upper decker in the bathroom. It was me. Oh, and George is trapped in his poncho. Also, can we go back to this?
We need to enact an 18-year time and term.
No, I will not let you start to do that Trump thing where you misspeak but then pretend it's what you meant. Trump does it all the time.
Our hope is a word and world. Authority and authoritarian powers. An internet, this is so totally important. An intercontinental ballistic missile. Unelected regulators and regulators for the midterm and midterm year. They sacrifice every day for the furniture and future of their children.
He just can't admit that he misread the teleprompter. He has to insist that Americans are sacrificing for both their children's future and their furniture. They want their children to get a great education, to have great jobs, great families, great nightstands, end tables, beanbag chairs, ottomans, trundle beds, and of course, the most beautiful chaise lounges in the world. It was the great Whitney Houston who famously sang, "I believe the children are our furniture," and she was right. If you get them to stand still long enough, you can put a little glass of water right on their head. Oligarchy isn't just taking shape, it's here, and it should be noted, all these people got richer under Biden too, but for some reason, they're super pissy about it, I guess because Biden didn't get into jujitsu and retweet their memes enough. So now, all of them are flocking to Trump, whose cabinet will be the wealthiest with the most billionaires in the country's history. In fact, even Trump himself seems a little surprised by how quickly the country's CEOs have embraced him.
I did have dinner with Tim Cook. I had dinner with sort of almost all of them, and the rest are coming. And this is one of the big differences, I think, between, we were talking about it before, one of the big differences between the first term. In the first term, everybody was fighting me. In this term, everybody wants to be my friend. I don't know. My personality changed or something.
No, that's not it! Sorry, was that too loud? It's not your personality. It's because they know they'll profit off your presidency. They already are.
President-elect Donald Trump assembling now what could be the wealthiest administration in history.
The Trump cabinet will have more billionaires and centimillionaires than any in history. The billionaires on the official cabinet will have a combined net worth of over $13 billion.
The fortunes of the 10 richest people in the world surged by a daily record after Donald Trump won second term as president. According to the Bloomberg Billionaire Index, the net worth of billionaires led by Tesla's Elon Musk surged by $63.5 billion.
In fact, Bloomberg reports that Musk's net worth hit $400 billion. That's the first person ever to be that wealthy.
Imagine if we could go back in time and show that clip package to 1993 Bernie Sanders. Although first, we'd have to find 1993 Bernie, which is impossible because he looks like all the other Bernies. It's like Into the Spider-Verse, but it's Into the Bernieverse, and they all look and sound the same. We have to do something about wealth inequality. That's what I was going to say. Excuse me, I'm speaking. No, I was speaking. I don't like that you're pointing. I don't like that you're pointing. I appreciate Biden's warning. But we need more than warnings. America's slide into oligarchy isn't new. It's been a long time coming. It's been a threat in the past. It's a threat in the present. And it will be a threat in the
furniture, future.
This has been a closer look.